Hello, everyone. My name is Grace. Welcome to my presentation on social media and emergency management. In our current day and age, sharing posts on social media is an activity most of us engage in maybe a few times a day or a few times a week. But how about in times of disaster? Mass shootings, hurricanes, floods, fires. It feels like information sharing on social media is ramped up 100 times over in response to events like these. So, how can we harness this information to aid in our emergency management response? Well, there are two primary ways through which emergency management professionals can utilize social media. The first is by posting information for public knowledge. For example, during major weather events, sharing shelter locations, evacuation resources, and road closures are typical uses of platforms like Twitter. Other examples include posts such as how to make a storm kit or where to locate supplies. Preempting foreseeable natural disasters with preparation content is one of the prime uses of social media by local governments, state agencies, and elected officials, especially when it comes to emergency management. In Florida, the disaster preparedness sales tax holiday exempts sales tax on select items at the beginning of hurricane season, as seen here in a tweet by the Florida Department of Revenue. Another great example of social media's primary use for officials in an emergency is Lee County government's sharing of imperative information on evacuation zones and methods using Twitter in anticipation of Hurricane Ian. Jenna Persons Mullica, a Florida House representative from the area, also posted on Instagram with preparation tips ahead of the storm, maximizing the likelihood that those in the path actually understood the magnitude of Ian. Secondly, emergency managers can also use social media to extract information and data to help allocate resources as effectively as possible. Survivors have taken to their platforms to share their locations, status, and how the disaster has affected their area. By monitoring this, local officials can gain updated, firsthand knowledge that might not have been available in such a situation otherwise. A demonstration of this would be New Zealand's innovative use of social media for crisis mapping following a major earthquake centered in Christchurch in 2011. The site aggregated actionable social media content and official information to create an online map for those affected. A group of volunteers from the University of Canterbury also utilized Facebook to organize humanitarian efforts in the aftermath of the quake, which amassed to over 10,000 volunteers. However, there are negative consequences of social media as well. Fighting against misinformation is a common occurrence, especially when keynoting takes effect. Communication channels can also quickly become overwhelmed in response to what people see online, which may induce setbacks for first responders and officials. That being said, though, social media is here to stay. Since its explosion beginning around 2010, social media has been a fast changing information hub spanning billions of users across hundreds of platforms. As it continues to evolve, it is essential that we make an effort to harness it for good. As we've learned, disasters usually can't be predicted, and even if they are, there's often not anything we can do to stop them. So we must take advantage of every avenue to protect lives and property. When looking toward the future, emergency management systems utilizing social media should be the norm. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, blogs, forums, whatever it may be. Their accessibility and common use make them powerful tools for emergency managers in mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery, regardless of the nature of the disaster. Thank you.